Hello and welcome to the Future Cape Town series. My name is Meghan Hector. I am a newsreader on the Weekend Breakfast with Makabongwe. And today I am super duper excited to chat to a fellow radio host. His name is Jason Lottering, 27 years old, all the way from Pniel. Super grateful that he made the way to come to studio to record today. And we're just going to have a conversation about his journey and to understand what learnings he would share with his younger self and to the youth today as someone who has overcome multiple setbacks and also has a variety of a career that's absolutely thriving. So from competitive cycling to all things motor cars and of course broadcasting, we are looking forward to this conversation. Jason, welcome.
Hey.
How are you?
Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I'm good. I can't complain. How are you?
I am good, thank you. Tell us, who is Jason? Where did he start? What were the setbacks? And where is he today?
All right, so my name is Jason Lottering. Attended school at Scottsville High. So some of the setbacks was, was from starting cycling or the cycling business, and then there was many setbacks. I know there's things going around where people don't want to support local businesses. And at the time, can I say I was frustrated by the fact that I'm owning a business company, or I'm owning a company, in fact, for that matter. And there's other cycling companies as well. They selecting them, but not selecting mine. So at this moment of time, I parked the cycling business for a little while, and now I'm into a new adventure, into motoring, into radio, and then also taking part in road cycling and mountain bike cycling as well.
Wonderful. So in your story you shared that you had failed the same grade twice. Was it a grade at high school or at junior school?
It was a grade in high school.
And which grade was that?
That was grade 9.
And so you repeated it and then passed on your third attempt.
There we go. And then it was a thing of just exiting it and then just starting with cycling and then going further from there.
So you exited school to start your own business?
There we go.
Okay. And so your journey to entrepreneurship, how did you know the detail around the admin of registering a business, setting it up, doing your marketing? Who helped you with that in your journey?
All right, so I fortunately enough met a guy, and also I spoke to my dad about it, and we started registering the business. And then we went from there, and then it made me happy to just start registering the business. And then from there, I just went into it as easy as I could. And yeah, and then we elevated, parked the cycling, elevated, and went into motoring and into radio as well.
Tell me about your first business, because it sounds like you're a serial entrepreneur with lots of different businesses. So you started off with the cycling business. What did that do?
All right, so how that actually started was off in high school, and then started at grade 8, went up from there, and then it's still in my blood for cycling, so yeah.
So did you sell bikes? Did you repair bikes?
I repaired bikes at the time.
Okay, so that was your first business, and now you've pivoted into motoring. What does that mean?
All right, so that means I went onto a launch. I went onto a launch of a certain brand, and then they actually emailed me to ask if I'm keen on coming. And I was like, yeah, cool, let's go. And then went, met the boss there, and then from there I started being, or signed up as a motoring journalist, and then from there just receiving cars, reviewing them, and then of course publish them.
All right, so you are currently a motor journalist, and so is that for any type of vehicle? Or?
Any type of vehicle.
Okay. And what, I mean, I know we can't mention brands, but so how does it work? So you get the vehicle for 7 days to drive it?
Yes, that's correct.
And you can drive it anywhere?
Anywhere, anywhere.
On the long road, in the city?
Yeah.
And then you review as you drive?
That's correct.
And have you experienced a combination of sports cars?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. And if I may ask, what is the highest mileage that you've, or the fastest mileage that you've driven in a sports car?
Oh my word. I don't think I can mention that, but it was on a track.
Okay, you were on a track.
So that was fine. I think I clocked, I think it was 210. Yeah, that's what I clocked on a track.
So sometimes you take sports cars to the track.
Yeah, that's a must, definitely.
And where is the track?
The nearest track is Killarney.
Okay.
So that's one of them. Some of them is also here in the city, so Killarney is one of them.
And you just go and you just drive the car and then...
Just test it and then see how it performs.
And how does it work? Is it like while you're driving, do you start thinking about what you're going to write? Or tell me about your writing process. Do you sit down and reflect afterwards? Like as a journalist, what does that writing process look like? All
right, so it's all about just the exterior, interior. You see what you like, what you don't like about the car, especially when it comes to driving as well. You check what the car can do and cannot do. Yeah, and I think that's the basics. And just take it from there.
Wonderful. And so, to someone watching right now who has a business idea and they really want to get started, but they may be struggling a little bit with the admin, what guidance and tips can you give to them around how to just get registered, get started?
I think social media is a powerful medium. So just try and whatever you do on the socials, just try and push it onto social media, and you'll see you'll get more feed as to what you're busy getting up to, or if you have a business for that matter. Post it on the socials, you'll see there's going to be a growth, there's going to be an increase, and from there you take it further.
Okay, great. So your strategy to growing your business is primarily digital marketing.
There we go.
Okay. And so you mentioned that you are a competitive cyclist.
There we go.
What are the most recent races? Which races have you signed up for this year?
For this year, the Cape Town Cycle Tour, one of them. And then there's also a couple of local cycling events happening in the Winelands as well. Mountain biking and road cycling. So can't get to the names at this moment. But Cape Town Cycle Tour is one of the biggest. I think it's my 8th or 9th year doing it. And it's going great, it's going great.
And how often do you train? What does your training regime look like?
Sure, it goes from a duration of 1 hour to 2 hours during the week. Weekends, we just focus on an hour to get more work in, of course. And then from there, we just take it further into enrolling more cycling events.
Wonderful. So I know that some bikes are really expensive.
Yeah.
It's not a cheap sport. So to someone who wants to get into cycling, how can they do so?
I think you can just start off with the basics. Just buy you a random bike of about 1,700 Rand and then just start from there. Build yourself up, saving all the money that you can, and then you just buy you a nice decent bike and off you go. Motoring, in fact, road cycling or mountain bike, doesn't matter.
Wonderful. So you mentioned that you're a radio host.
Yes.
How did you go from starting a cycling business in grade 8 to now ending up in the media space?
Yeah, so that was actually very weird. So my parents have friends in Paul, and we went to go and visit for the weekend. It started off very weird. And then I heard that there was a radio station in the Winelands, and I was fascinated by the fact of seeing the inside and the equipment and how the studio looks like. And then I end up being there. Yeah, looked around. The host says I must say a few words on air, say hello to the parents and things of those nature. All right, I done that, and then funny enough, they was actually looking for my number, and I was like, okay, cool. And then they contact me. They said I must come in. They see there's a passion into radio for me, and then from there, there I'm at host, producer. So many things, yeah. so many things.
I'm going to take a guess. If you could produce any show, you would like to produce a car show.
Yeah, I'm actually hosting a car show as well, and that on a Tuesday. So I provide all the relevant content there, buyer's guides, and if there is a listener that wants a guide with regards to a certain vehicle specs and features and things of those nature, I provide it only on there. But then, of course, I also make sure that I post it on the social media as well, for others also to have a listen.
So it sounds like your life is currently filled up with your passions. You're passionate about bikes and cycling. You're passionate about cars, and you live out that passion either through your motor journalism or through your radio show. How... It sounds perfect. It really sounds perfect. And I suppose to someone who's maybe not quite living their passion right now, what words of encouragement would you give to them so that they can end up living their passion?
I think just speak to the right people, reach out to the right people as well, and then, of course, just take it further from there.
All right, so community is really important and powerful. So it is Youth Month, and you were very vulnerable and honest in your submission where you shared that you experienced setbacks. Thank you for that. And so if you could go back in time, jump in a time machine and ask your 6-year-old, and if you could go back in time and jump in a time machine and meet up with your 6-year-old self who's just about to start school and doesn't know what you know today, what words of encouragement or inspiration would you share with your 6-year-old self?
I think it's just sit more with the books. Yeah, do the necessary classes. Let your parents help you. Reach out to people that will encourage you and will encourage you more. And I feel like if you speak to the right people, ask for advice, it's going to take you to the next level.
Thank you. And what's next for Jason Lottering?
Yo, what's next? Sure, there's so many things still in the pipeline. Sure, I don't even know. I think one of the, sure, if I can put it this way, is by probably seeing myself right here at Good Hope FM.
At Good Hope FM?
Maybe in the next, I don't know, I think I must probably work harder. Yeah, so probably in the next 5 to 10 years, I see myself here.